Following are some electrical wiring tips that I wish someone would have told me when I first got into it.
I like to strip my wires just a little bit long, so when I put my hook in, instead of bending it right with the tip, I give it a little slack, like a little excess poking out of that hole. And then when I bend it to make the hook, that way when I go to hook it up, it'll go in and have enough sticking out. I don't like it past the box, but it has enough that I can come in here and squeeze that shut, and that way it's really on there. Of course I'll tighten the screw, but one of the main perks of working with the 14 wires, you can just backstab them all and it just goes so much faster. But I'm in my kitchen, so I by code have to have this 12 wire, but I just love working with 14 way more. And after every single one I put in, I shake it, and if it doesn't move back and forth, then I know I'm good to move on to the next one. Something else to watch out for is the drywall guys will, when they're cutting your boxes out, they'll put a little roto zip and zip around your boxes, but that also means they might get your wire. He roto zipped this wire pretty good. I didn't think that was gonna happen all that much, so maybe my guy just wasn't that great, but he nicked like 3 or 4 of them already. So I guess that's something you better look out for. The other thing drywallers will do is they'll just drywall right over a receptacle, not even tell you. They did that to that one and to that one over there. When I'm doing my switches or receptacles and I'm combining commons for a switch, or I'm combining my grounds for something, I like to use these reusable Wagos. I've got a bunch of permanent ones that I put my grounds in, but I had some extra of these, especially when I'm doing this 3-way switch that I'm not super familiar or comfortable with. That way, if I accidentally mess up, if I put these 2 commons into this little puppy, I'm having a nightmare trying to rip them out, or I gotta cut them off and try again. But if I reconfigured it weird, all I gotta do is flip this little switch and out the wire would come. Another, I think, helpful tip is I'm under here with the kitchen sink. This is where the kitchen faucet's gonna go. And I've got a garbage disposal and a dishwasher. My electrical inspector made me put two different duplexes in here, but the code book allows you to break that yoke right there, and you could wire this top part as the garbage disposal and this bottom part as your dishwasher. So as long as you break that yoke right there, these are on separate breakers. That's a separate breaker, that's a separate breaker. Once you break that, they become independent. So if your code inspector allows it, you can save the space and save the money and just get one receptacle and charge 2 different things. When you're wiring your house, try to have a set way of you doing it. So have the power, like let's say if you have power coming in, then you go to a switch, have the power coming in from the bottom and the light coming from the top. If you have 2 wires, power coming in, then power going out, have the power come in on this side and the power going out on that side, or have the power going out on this side, or, you know, if you're always, that way if you come to a box and you come up with like 3 or 4 wires and you're like, dang it, which one is the hot and which one's not? Well, I know that power coming in is always in that location. And I know lights are always going in there. And I know upstairs going in there. All right, guys, hope you found some of those new or helpful. All right, let's go build some, or maybe wire some.